47 off the bench, and it was all dubs as we welcome everybody to Warriors Live Playoff Edition, presented by Toyota with the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, NBA champ Festus Ezeli, NBA champ Darrell Wright. I am Bonte Hill, and I'll just start down there, D. Wright. After a choppy first quarter in which the Warriors turned the ball over 7 times, they turned it up in the second quarter, and they put the Grizzlies away with a monster third.
Yeah, the Warriors went back in the locker room at halftime. They made the proper adjustments. The number one thing was take care of the basketball. They came out in the second half and only had 3 turnovers in that second half. So they addressed the turnovers. They addressed, head hunting for shots, let the game come to you. I feel like Jordan Poole did a great job getting by his guy and creating offense as well. A total team effort for the Warriors tonight.
3 games of the 3 games so far, the Warriors have out-rebounded the Grizzlies. Yep. And so this is the 50-50 balls we talk about. This is the effort we talk about. When they're home, the bench guys play well. And so for the Warriors right now, taking care of the ball has to be paramount. That has to be the thing that they continue to work on moving forward. But, man, beautiful basketball tonight. Jordan Poole came to play. Yep. Obviously, Steph and Klay found their shooting touch again. And it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, first 2 games, the Warriors won all the hustle points. They won the rebounding, second chance points. And tonight, the shooting came along for the ride. They shot 63% from the field, wow, 53% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. So the offense kicked in gear, which we thought was just a matter of time. As Festus said, home cooking. They feel really comfortable here. And they've been getting great shots. We've been mentioning that. Just a matter of knocking them down, and that's exactly what they did tonight.
Yeah, the Warriors 17-32 from the three-point line tonight, and they're a plus 18 in this series when it comes to the rebounding. Remember, Memphis was a top rebounding team in the NBA during the regular season, the top offensive rebounding team, but the Dubs have been crashing the glass and winning all the 50 balls, and especially in this third quarter where they outscored the Grizzlies 37-23. They shoot 56%. 4 of 9 from the three-point line. Klay had it going. Steph scored 10 in that frame. Jordan Poole was 7. This was the difference in the game. They blew away the Memphis Grizzlies, coming out at halftime, scoring the first 8 points in that third quarter, and it was bye-bye.
Well, the magic number, 34 assists, and when that ball's moving, even if you're a great defensive team, this Warrior team is impossible to guard. Memphis Grizzlies struggled all night to keep up with that beautiful ball movement, and the Warriors had tremendous balance. What are they, 5-6 guys in double figures? Yep. So the ball was moving, everyone was involved in the offense, yes, and Memphis had no answer on the defensively.
I mean, Ja is a monster. Do we agree on that? Oh, Ja is incredibly talented. He's as athletic and dynamic a point guard as we've seen since maybe prime Russell Westbrook or
Allen Iverson.
Derrick Rose.
How about Allen Iverson? Oh.
There we go. So with all this for them, I think they don't have enough firepower. Like Mully said before, they're not deep enough. They're not as deep as the Warriors. And so coming home, the bench players are playing well. Obviously, Otto Porter has been a key force for this Warriors team, rebounding, doing all the little things. But tonight, we had Jordan Poole, we had Steph, we had Klay, but also we had Kuminga, a Kuminga sighting. There we go. That's my guy. And so watching him get on the floor, watching him get comfortable, I think he's going to be a big piece for the Warriors moving forward.
And Darrell Wright, a potential devastating injury for the Memphis Grizzlies, and we hope he's okay. That is Ja Morant, who's 13-21 tonight, another 4 threes for him. He had 34 points and 7 assists, and he had a special performance. He is a baller here, but he exited the game in the fourth quarter due to a knee injury here, so he limped off to the locker room. I guess this is where it happened right there, a bad little step. And remember, he missed basically almost the last 3 weeks of the regular season with a knee injury, so you hope it doesn't pertain to that same knee. But the Grizzlies could be in trouble, although they had a great record without Ja Morant when he was hurt. But you see him right there in devastating pain right there. Hopefully he's good to go Monday night.
Yeah, you know, Ja Morant, the head of the snake, the heartbeat of this team. This team is going to go as far as Ja Morant takes them. So this is definitely a blow to this Memphis Grizzlies team. Hopefully he's good to go. But, man, he's tough. And like you mentioned, Bonte, this team has found ways to win basketball games when Ja Morant isn't in the lineup. So it's got to be that next man up mentality for the Memphis Grizzlies. But the Warriors can't get, too comfortable if he is out.
Yep.
And then for them, looking forward to having Dillon Brooks back. Well, before that, he wasn't shooting that great, but he is that tough physical presence for the Memphis Grizzlies. So they will have him coming back as well next game. But speedy recovery, Ja Morant, because that was beautiful basketball we were watching against him.
I love the way the Warriors defensively did not overreact to Ja Morant's 47-point outburst in Memphis. They doubled him sparingly. They used a lot of zone to keep him out of the paint. And most importantly, his numbers are great. only went to the free throw line 5 times. That was the key coming into the game. Mission accomplished there. He got his numbers. He played a great game. Not enough help from his teammates.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The second leading scorer, Desmond Bane, with 16 points, but a lot of that came when the game was already decided. But speaking of a guy who bounced back in a major way, he was 3 of 11 from the three-point line in game number 2. That man is number 30, Stephen Curry. He came out and let the game come to him. 14 of 14 from the free throw line. That's a lot of free throw attempts for Stephen Curry after only going to the line twice in game number 2. He scores a 30-burger there, D, right? 10 off of Mully's prediction, but the Warriors will gladly take that performance we saw from Stephen Curry tonight.
Oh, any day. And when you see those 14 free throws, what does that mean? That means Steph Curry's being aggressive. He was getting by his man. He was able to get in the paint, and guys fouled him. So he was able to go to that free throw line, knock him down, because we all know he's one of the best ever at that free throw line. I know he struggled a little bit, but another beautiful game from Steph Curry, man, just being a leader and getting it done.
Finding ways to win, finding ways to make shots. The 3 ball was not falling. Okay, what do? You get to the line, get to the free throw line, get in the paint. Look at that finish, big fella. I love it.
Great feet work.
Oh, my God. This is why you guys are trying to get rid of the big fellas right here. Even the guards are getting in the paint. I love it.
That's the only drop step I saw all night.
But, yes, Steph Curry is a winner. He's a champion. This is what the kind of effort we need from him. Obviously, the free throw line in this beautiful basketball as
We
well.
mentioned last game, Klay and Steph combined for 44 field goal attempts and combined for 2 free throws. Tonight, Steph Curry gets there 14 times, knocks them all down. I thought he was way more selective to start the game. We know the Memphis Grizzlies or any team is going to overplay Steph way beyond a three-point line. He took advantage of that, got into the paint, scored many buckets at the paint, but most importantly, got to the free throw line 14 times.
Yeah, 17 points in that second half, finishes with a team-high 30. And Klay Thompson, a lot of people were concerned about him. He shot 22% from the three-point line in the first 2 games of this series, where tonight he came out on fire. 4-6 from the three-point line, 8 of 13 overall, and that's what we look for when it comes to Klay Thompson. Efficiency, and he wasn't shot hunting. He took nice shots within the offense, Darrell. Didn't force it tonight, and he finishes with 21 points, but also 9 rebounds.
Big game for Klay Thompson tonight. He let the game come to him, got to his spots, raised up over the defense, and like you mentioned, he just let the game flow. This right here was tough, but the one-legged 3, that was nasty. And then we can't forget about the 9 boards, man, out there. Attention to detail. This is a good offensive rebounding team going in there getting those boards.
I told you guys, a few days of practice for this Warriors team is always dangerous.
That's nasty.
Where they have time. This is, oh my gosh. That's what happens when he's in his rhythm, when they're moving the ball, and he's already in the flow. And so he has the ability to make these shots. We already know what Klay Thompson does. And so when he's doing this team is dangerous and cannot be beaten.
As a team, much better patience and poise. I think shot selection overall was much better, and just the trust that moving the basketball is going to create better quality shots, and that shows up in the assist total. 34 assists, great balance across the board. Scoring-wise, everyone felt included, and Memphis could not guard anyone on the Warriors because the ball was moving so much.
Especially Jordan Poole. Nobody could stay in front of Jordan Poole. He took Jaren Jackson Jr., his former high school teammate, to the rack a few times. And look, in 6 of his first career playoff games, his Warriors have played 8 playoff games. In 6 of those games, Jordan Poole scored at least 20 points. Tonight, 27, 11 to 17 from the floor, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. In the third quarter, it felt like Steve Kerr said, all right, JP, it's your time to shine. Go ahead and take it over. This guy is a bona fide star now, Mully.
Well, Bonte, Darrell, and Festus, no matter who's guarding him, I think he feels like he can blow by anyone off the dribble. He's got the Klay Thompson, Steph Curry moving out the basketball down now. Beautiful Euro steps for finishes. But look how many of these clips we've seen a foot in the paint to kick out to a wide open teammate. And if you don't get in front of me, I'm just gonna knock it. I'm just gonna dunk on your head.
That's how you know we feeling good. We're dunking the ball, but that also comes from him understanding his superpower. He can drive by anybody and also create for other people. So watching Jordan Poole do that, that is part of the reason why this team is so great. You have a guy like that. He does what Ja Morant does, which is drive by people, get in the paint, and then create for other people. You see the ball moving, 34 assists, especially going into the half with 14 turnovers. That was a big deal. So they turned that down, they stopped the turnovers, and then they got moving.
And D. Wright, a lot more decisive, Jordan Poole, tonight. We saw him get in trouble in the second game of this series with the over-dribbling. Tonight, he was more decisive, quick with his decisions, and he's getting to the rack at will.
Yeah, I think JP is a different player when he's straight line driving, getting by guys. Nobody can stay in front of him. He has all this handle in his bag, so he know he can depend on that. But when he's using less, it's getting to the basket, getting to a spot, and then he's an underrated playmaker.
When that ball's moving side to side, you're creating closeout situations for the Memphis Grizzlies, who are not the best defensive team,
right?
Especially on the perimeter. So as that ball's moving and a closeout comes, that's where those straight line drives are available. Jordan Poole did a great job. I thought they all did a really good job attacking the paint first to try and finish, and if the defense collapsed, kick out to your open teammate.
Warriors scored 37 in the third, 41 in the fourth quarter, and blow away the Memphis Grizzlies by 30. Let's go back inside of Chase Center. Let's look at this graphic here. They don't miss. Highest playoff field goal percentage in Warriors history. This is all. Look at 91 there.
I remember the 13.
57% back in 91 against the Spurs. Spurs are on this list a lot, 3 times here, but the second highest percentage for the Golden State Warriors in a playoff game. They were shooting 70% at the half against the Grizzlies, but were only up 7 due to the 14 first half turnovers. They cleaned that up in the second half and only turned the ball over 3 times. As we go back inside the Chase Center via WebEx by Cisco to the great KB, Kareth Burke, and shot selection. We discussed this all week long after game 2, Kareth, where the Warriors forced a lot of shots in game 2, specifically Steph and Klay. Tonight it was more efficient. That ball was hopping, and they took a lot of great shots tonight.
It was. In the practice days, the Warriors harped on 2 things, 2 very important objectives. It was better shot selection and cutting down the turnovers. Let's talk about shot selection first, because you're right about that. You could see a difference tonight. You could see more patience. Even after the Grizzlies raced out in the first quarter to a 13-point lead, the Warriors still played their game. And by halftime, they were shooting 70